Hello and welcome to the video. This is a quick video on one of the specific functions of an EdgeTX powered radio. It's aimed at those of you that are relatively new to EdgeTX, might be coming to EdgeTX from FreeSky, Futaba, Spectrum, or maybe you're brand new to the hobby. Now there are links below to the rest of the videos in the series, as well as more advanced stuff as well. Don't forget you can find content by just looking for the thing you're interested in and adding Painless 360 to your search term here on YouTube. So let's jump on the bench and let's talk about the topic for today. This time it's an introduction to something called EdgeTX Companion. Now the majority of the messing around that you're going to do on the radio is going to be via these screens and setting things up and going through the settings and stuff that I've already done in the series. However, there are a number of PC companion programs, I guess you'd call them, that are incredibly useful if you want to both set up the radio but also manage your models, back things up, update stuff and stuff as well. Now the thing that I'm going to talk about this time is something called EdgeTX Companion. If we look here on the computer, I'll put the link down below, but it's edgetx.org. Get EdgeTX. You'll see here that there's a link to a number of things. EdgeTX Buddy is something that I've done other videos on. That's a fantastic tool for doing things like firmware updates. It's very hard to mess up using EdgeTX Buddy, and that is a good thing when you're new to all this stuff. But down here is the links to EdgeTX Companion. Now there's a Windows, Mac and a Linux version, so no matter what your PC computer is running, you should be able to run it. Now I've downloaded it, installed it on this computer, so if I flick to that, this is what it looks like when it starts. Not particularly exciting. Now what we can do is we can actually connect the radio to the computer. So if I plug in the USB cable to the top and then plug it into the computer, the radio is going to ask me how I want the radio to talk to the computer, because it can be a couple of things, including the joystick. So we're going to select USB storage and we're going to hit enter. And now this is going to appear on the computer as a USB drive, and you can see all the contents here of all of the things that we have on the SD cards. And I could copy the SD card onto the computer for safety, but let's get rid of that for the moment. In here, we have the option, now we're connected to the radio, of doing lots of things. We can actually download components and upgrade stuff, change the settings. We can load the models and settings from this radio. We can actually back up and restore the radio to a file. Very handy if you want to do that. You can also back up and restore the firmware from the radio as well. The first thing we need to do is just tell EdgeTX Companion what we're running on. It actually says here at the top it's already set up for the right one, but if we see the radio profiles, we can see here that we're set for Radio Master TX16S. We can add different radio profiles. Make sure you select for the right one. Let's read all of the settings from the radio along with the models. Here are all the models that are actually on the radio. Now the cool thing is I can actually save this to a file on the computer, and that then means that I can actually have a backup of that. So let's just call this demo for the, there we go, save it. And that's now saved up all of my models so that I can do stuff with it. However, it's not just useful for this, because now we have it open, we can actually edit stuff. So if I look at things like the OMP Hobby M2, if I just double click on that, it's going to simulate the radio, and we're also, then we have the option, and each of these tabs are the same tabs that we have when we're looking at the screen. It's much easier for some people to actually do all the pieces in here. If you want to set up curves, so let's edit this curve, I can kind of do things and move things around using the keyboard and the mouse rather than trying to use all the buttons. Now this is less interesting if you are something, you know, doing really basic stuff, but when you get more interested in more advanced stuff in EdgeTX, this gets really handy, and occasionally you'll bump into stuff that's only accessible via these menus for the really advanced stuff. We can also delete things from the radio. So for example, if the radio memory is getting full, we could kind of archive them off and delete them off the radio, but we've got a copy because we've saved all this onto another file on the computer. The other thing we can do is we can add new models to this as well. So I can just click here on add model, and it's going to take me through a menu that's very similar to one that would be on the actual radio itself. And we can just kind of go through each of those, and it's going to create a new model called model 27, which is that one that's just created there. But if I don't want that, I can just delete it, and I can say yes, and model 27 has been removed. Last thing that I'll talk about is it's also handy potentially for copying models. I'm probably going to do a separate entire video on this, but let's pretend that I finished with this radio. Let's discard all the changes because I'm going to write those back. Let's unplug it from the computer. After a moment, it'll realize it's lost the USB connection and drop that. All of those things are still on the computer because I saved a backup. So if I open demo again, it's going to look very, very much like what we had before. Okay, we can simulate the radio and we can actually play with stuff and we can change settings and do all that kind of jazz. However, this is really good because say now that this isn't that radio, this is another radio, maybe it's another EdgeTX radio, a new one that I've got or whatever. If I now plug that in, select USB storage again, and then read the models in, this could be the backup over here on the right hand side from my original radio. This is now my new radio. I can actually drag and copy new models from one to the other. I'm just going to delete that because that's not what I meant to do. There we go. We only need one iNav drag. So that is how you can copy between models, because the cool thing is that so long as both radios are supported by EdgeTX Companion, then it will also do some of the shenanigans to try and figure out what the switches and things could be, because it might be that your new radio doesn't have those switches or controls, and it'll do its best to figure it out. So what you would do is once you've copied the files from your backup into your new radio, then what you do is you would then, let's discard that, you would then write the models and settings back to the radio, and then that would include the new models that you've copied across. I recommend though going through it and checking that all the switches, assignments and everything are exactly as you want, because EdgeTX Companion will have guessed it. Now the challenge with this of course is that this assumes that all the radios that you want to plug in are supported by EdgeTX Companion. Most of them are. Some of the new ones that are coming out, things like, as I'm recording this, the Radiomaster T15, that beautiful radio, is sadly not yet supported by the official release of EdgeTX Companion. However, manufacturers like Radiomaster give their own version of EdgeTX Companion that you can use with that radio that has the descriptors in it, so you can use it directly with your new radio. So just be aware of things like that. It's worthwhile checking those things are available when you're investing in some new hardware. So EdgeTX Companion is actually incredibly handy, not just for doing things like backing up your radio. It's also good for managing your model memories, making new models and editing them in a nice, easy to use way on the computer screen. Also, you can do firmware updates with it, but at the moment I would probably say use EdgeTX Buddy. I think it's a far nicer way at the moment, but also it's very handy to be able to copy models from either the backup that you have on a hard drive on your computer, or even between different radios, so that you can have different models copied onto different radios in your collection. Thank you for watching my video. Check out the playlist, and adding Pedantry 360 to your search terms will help you find my content. If you haven't done so already, please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps a lot. You can support the time I spend here answering questions and helping others by using the links in the video description.